What's up everyone, welcome to FAQ 144. What's up everyone, hello. I'm trying to kind of figure out the frequencies of these FAQs. Like, will it be every other week? Every third week? I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But you guys are still sending me a fair bit of questions, so let's just ramp it up, okay? I'm here to answer your bullshit, okay? No, it's not bullshit, it's solid, awesome questions, okay? Let me just go. Shut up, Ola. Tim Chan, question for next FAQ. Hi Ola, when you're using a distortion and plug it into clean channel on a slightly breakup point and make it the result quite different with you, I wonder how is your preference on clean tone? Okay, I think this guy is asking if I'm using the distortion pedal, how would I set up my amplifier or whatever I'm plugging the distortion pedal in? Now, it actually depends on what type of distortion you're plugging in to something. If it's, if it's a preamp distortion like the KSR Ceres, for instance, that is a full-blown distortion preamp, I would say. I would basically try and get as a clean signal as possible. Okay, sorry. Shit, man, it's a really burpy day today, sorry. With that pedal, I would probably try and get as clean of an amplifier possible, or a channel, or a effects loop even, for a preamp like that. And, let the distortion pedal do all the talking, okay? Because if you have some sort of a driven sound on your amplifier, it's gonna overdrive the distortion. So, I mean, that's a cool effect, but if you want the true sound of the preamp or distortion pedal, you should probably try and have as clean of an amplifier as possible. But there are also other cases where you maybe want to distort a distorted sound. Like if I have an HM2, for instance, I like to have a little bit of gain on an amplifier because that, it's basically distortion on distortion and it creates this really chainsaw type tone. And also in the same way, sometimes you can use, I'm using like a tube screamer, for instance, to boost a dual rectifier that's distorted. Well, it's also nice to maybe try like, sometimes a metal zone into a distorted dual rectifier for one type of tone. You want that Campbell Corpse tone right there? Well, that's a metal zone that's distorting a dual rectifier that also has some distortion going. So, I mean, it's all about the preference there, man. But if you buy a pedal that has, a very distinct distorted sound, like the KSR Ceres, for instance, that's a really good example actually, then you will probably try and get a really, really clean sound from your amplifier, so you can hook that distortion in there and just go balls out. I would not use any distortion at all. In fact, I would probably use the effects loop of the amplifier to get the absolute cleanest tone, because you have the EQ on the pedal, right? So that will probably be enough right there. Hope that helped, thank you. Joseph Kester. Hey Ola, with all these travel restrictions due to COVID, how is solar quality control currently being handled? Thank you so much. That's a really good question actually. Right as... Just have to swallow my spit, shit. Shit, I haven't used this.
Our daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our dicks.
Good. So when this whole COVID thing happened, I mean, everyone was kind of startled, I would say. And no one really knew what was going to happen. I mean, I remember we had no idea if we were going to be able to ship out guitars from Spain, for instance, or even if the guitars will go from Indonesia to Spain without hindrance. And there was a long time there we had no idea what was going to happen. Obviously, we couldn't travel to Indonesia to QC the guitars. So what happened is that we had to move the QC to Spain, where we had personnel. And for us to QC in Indonesia, it's very, very straightforward, very, very simple task for us. We go there, we go to the factory, all the guitars are lined up, ready to be packed, and we QC before they pack the guitars. We go through the guitar, check them out, sign off, and when they're signed off, they get packed into double cartons, into a container, going to Spain. But now, since we can't really go there to Indonesia because of the travel restrictions, they have to pack the guitars, ship them to Spain, and in Spain, now we're QCing in Spain, we have to open up all the boxes, remove all the packaging of every single guitar, and then QC the guitar. Now this might not sound like it's that much of a problem, but it really is. I mean, say that we have 200 guitars. In Indonesia, we could just, we had on racks, 200 guitars. We'd just check in one by one. Okay, clear, next clear, next clear, next clear. Now in Spain, we have to take the box, open the double cartons, there's 2 cartons, right? Then we have to carefully remove the styrofoam, you know, the inner bag, basically, where the guitar is in. Remove everything, check the guitar, and put it back into the bag, put it back into the box, and so on. So there's a lot more to QCing a guitar now that we're doing it in Spain. So at first we were really startled, like, and very overwhelmed, obviously. So now, a couple months later, obviously we become better at QCing the guitars in Spain. I mean, the process is the same, it's just that it's taking a lot more time for us to QC the guitars. So it's a little bit different than it was before, but we are eagerly waiting to again go back to Indonesia whenever things clear up so we can do the QC there, because it's just a lot simpler for us. And I mean, if there's like a problem with electronics, we can just go to the electronics guy and he'll fix it right away or something like that. It's just so much simpler. You have the ability to fix stuff at the source. It's a little harder when it comes to Spain. So there you go. It's not really easy for us right now, but we manage, okay? So don't worry, we still QC the guitars that are being shipped out to you guys. Thank you. John Danik, question for next FAQ. When you double track rhythm guitars, do you give them the same EQ mixing so they reinforce each other, or do you mix them differently so they sound different from each other and thus more complex together? Okay, this is a good... thank you. Good question. It depends on the production. Usually, I just use the same settings on both. Even if they use the same EQ as each other, you pan them fully left and right. So they're not affecting each other in the way that they're facing in together or facing out things between each other. When you fully pan them left and right, they're not going to affect each other. They're going to sound the same, obviously, but I mean, even panning left and right can make the guitar sound a little bit different from each other. It's really hard. I think it's because of our ears being different. I don't expect my left ear to be equally in tune as my right ear or vice versa. So for me, they still sound different, even though I have the same EQ and pan them left and right. It's really weird how that is, but maybe I just damaged my ears too much. But there are times where I think it might be cool to mix them differently, or even like use a different microphone setup on left and right, because it could really bring out some new things in the mix, and together with everything else it can create a really cool balance and some uniqueness to it. I think it's punk, and that I like the punk aspect of having 2 different sounds left and right, but maybe I'm just lazy and I'm not doing that. I think it's up to the mixer guy, to be honest, and I'm not the mixer guy usually for my albums. Thank you. Carl Vincent Ramirez. Hi Ola, have you ever tried to use a Telecaster guitar? Can you try Jim Root's signature guitar? I cannot try Jim Root's signature guitar, but I do have a Telecaster. I actually made a video and I'm gonna get it now. See what's up. Hair looks great. So, I actually made a Telecaster video for Will It Chug. Shit. And here it is. It's this, I don't remember, what's the name? Elite? Oh no, American Ultra Tele that they released last year. And I made a Will It Chug for this. And look at that. I think it's pretty fucking cool. It's not black. I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost sort of greenish. You can't see. You can see my face in there, that's cool. And the pickguard is like scratchy, look at that, scratchy metal. And you can see even there, look at that. You can see like the pick scrapes. So, yeah, that's a little bummer right there. Let me plug this in, man. Oh shit, okay. Perfectly tuned. I mean, there's something about Teles and Fenders and in general, you know, the Strats and all that. The single coil neck thing, it's just like, it's just so nice and nice. Something's smelling of shit. Oh, it's me. No, I think it's the case, actually. Yeah, the case is smelling like shit. It's not me. Yeah, I don't really mind Telecasters. They're sounding great. You know, this one looks incredible. Shape-wise, it's an acquired taste, I must say. The headstock always looked weird for me. It looked like an almost good-looking Fender Strat headstock, but it looks like it's been chopped off. But you know, it's definitely an acquired taste. The sound is absolutely incredible. If you're into that type of single Strat tone, that's what it's about right there. If you want to have a clean tone, it's just awesome. Can I change? Let's see if I can change. I can change, I can change. Clean snap, let's try that. I mean, for cleans, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Nice! Telecaster. There you go, that's a Telecaster for it. Yes, I have ever tried use the Telecaster. I even made a video of it. Sam Baldwin, hey Ola, who did the tattoos on your right arm? The new one on your left is sick, but I also love your right arm. Thank you so much. Yes, this is new, and I'm getting it, you know, getting it fixed. More shit is happening. On this arm, it's a variety of different tattoo artists because, you know, yeah. I guess that's how it is when you start tattooing yourself. You know, you make it small, you make a small thing, and then you build off of that. I call it pundar tatuering. That's basically like a hobo tattooing right there. You just build and build and build. So different people have done different things. This is one guy, this whole thing with the that one, you know, the bird and the pharaoh right here. That's just one guy. That's a cover-up of an old thing that was tribal. That's up here. And this right here is a guy that I had locally that did a bunch of things. This that was a girl. I don't remember the tattoo place, but she was really good. And then all the in-between things were done by a guy in another town in Sweden. So there's been a bunch of people. For this full arm, I'm planning to have just one guy, Mr. Disc, do it all and keep it in his theme, if that makes any sense. So there you go, thank you. Mike, 3 years old. Hi Ola, I'm going to try and rephrase my previous question because it sounded like a question that you have gotten a bunch of times already. What DSP plugin would you recommend to someone who doesn't want to be known as Gandalf the Grey in the neighborhood, a disturber of peace, and use a cabinet in an apartment with paper-thin walls, and in the same time wallet-friendly for a student? Okay, best wishes to you and your family. I got this, guys. So it's asking for a free plugin. Okay, I got you, man, I got you. So, I haven't made a test out of free plugins yet, but maybe that could be a thing. But I guess everyone else has already done it, so why should I? But one free plugin I can recommend for you is the Ignite Emissary. Let me see if I can capture this with my ass real quick. And this is how it looks. This is free from the Ignite website, Ignite Amps Emissary. It's been free for a for a bunch of years now, and it's actually a really, really good amplifier. Now, it's only the amplifier parts, you still need a cabinet section happening, and for that I have this, which is the Ignite Amps Nadir. It's also free to download from their website, and let's see if I can have any sounds. So they have already a bunch of impulses on here. That you can work your way in. I mean, and if you don't like their own impulses, I mean, you can just load up your own. See if I can find Roadster 40. This is one of my impulses right there. Let's try my favorite one. And, you know, what I would personally do is just to load up impulse that you like and then just, you know, work up a preset from here. And if you want, I mean, this does have a lot of distortion to it. Oh. But I would use an overdrive with this. And there are, I'm not sure which ones though, but there are overdrives out there that are free, like you know, Tube Screamer knockoffs or whatever. I'm not sure which one. Anyways, I would add, I'm using this, and you know, I just set it like I would with a regular Tube Screamer. Something like this, maybe. That's a perfectly usable sound right there. Oh. I think this sounds pretty good. Steal these settings if you want. Do whatever you want, man. You're gonna be good. I'll put some links to these plugins in the description of this video. You can go check them out yourself. They're free. Justin Figueroa. Hello, fellow metalhead. What was like it for you in high school? Were you a rebel, outsider, or a bookworm? Teacher's pet, lol. Not that it matters much, just wondering who was playing at the first major big headline show you attended. Okay, so 2 questions. During school, I was probably pretty nerdy. Just before high school, I started, you know, playing guitar and riding skateboards, and you know, I just started my first band and all that, and you know, didn't really pay that much attention to girls, and you know, that's when Louise fell in love with me, and you know, I was just so busy with other things. I think that girls in general, they just matured a lot quicker than the guys, so they were, you know, way into the deeper side of things back in that day, and I was just, you know, I was just skating and playing guitar and playing video games and all that. So in high school, I guess that's the gymnasium here. During the gymnasium, I was thinking more like, you know, middle school, when you're like 13 to 16 or something like that. That's where, you know, you kind of developed into the person you are today. So many things happened there, and that's when I started playing guitar and riding skateboards and playing in bands. And I didn't really study that much. I had a lot of absence during that time, and the school was just not serious in my opinion. But then during high school, which I went to more of a technical sort of high school. It was a guy-only class because it was the electrotechnical direction or whatever. So I was studying a lot more, and then eventually after that I applied for university, and I got in to one of the bigger universities in Sweden for electroengineering, or like master's degree of electrical engineering. And I was just so sick and tired of being in school, so I dropped out. And that's how it went, basically. Definitely not a teacher's pet. I was more like the class idiot, I would say. I probably wasn't the sharpest tool in the box, but that's okay. Alex B. Brian, hello Ola, have you ever had braces? If so, what was your experience with it? Okay, I think in braces you mean the thing that you have on teeth, right? You know, I should have had braces when I was a kid, but I was like, no, you know, I don't want braces. You know, I would get bullied for that. But I would probably need braces when I was a kid. Now, it's kind of funny, actually, that this question is coming up, because my son is at the age where I talked to his dentist, where he said he would probably need to get braces. And it made me think, like, okay, because my son is extremely scared of dentists in general and just going to the dentist and all that. Like, just for him to get braces, it's gonna be a problem. So I was figuring, like, maybe, you know, I should get braces as well right now as an adult, because, you know, maybe it will be easier for him to get braces if I had braces. That's how I was kind of figuring it out. So I already started the application. We'll just see. Maybe I'll have braces, you know? It's more for his sake than mine, to be honest. I mean, I don't think we can save this face right here, but I do have a problem. I can't really bite things off. I have like an overbite, so I can't chew stuff in the front of my mouth. I always have to go to the side. So yeah, the braces will definitely help with that, but it's not something I've been bothered by throughout the years, until now when my son is about to get braces. So there you go. Unleash the Fury. I've had it with all the Dime videos. Unsubbed, sorry dude. That's so sad. And that, my friends, was the last question right there. Hope you enjoyed this video, FAQ 144. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section of this video, and you might get featured in the next FAQ. How about that? Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, maybe consider subscribing. Why not? It's free to subscribe. You just invest time. If you like this video, thumbs up. See you next time. I'm not sure what my arms are doing, but it's okay. It's a free world.